What's going on, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I want to be talking about some of the things that are going on over there in Medellin, Colombia, with the mayor and some of the fortunate events that have been transparent in the last couple of weeks over there. So we're gonna get off with first of all, in Medellin and especially in Colombia, if I want to be honest, there is a victim blame culture. According to them, nothing is ever their fault. It's just the way it is. I don't take it personally. But some of the things that have been going on for decades. As a matter of fact, even when I first went years ago, I did the Pablo Escobar tour. And I remember the tour guy saying that that Pablo himself used to pay for virgins and used to pay a lot of money. And so I was just that was years ago, right? I didn't know how the culture was back then. But that's something that's been going on for decades over there for a long time. And unfortunately, you got a couple of bad apples making us look all bad. But like I said, they do have a victim blame culture, so it's not surprising that they're looking at us and just pointing the fingers. I just think pointing the fingers at foreigners or whatever when your own people have been doing it for a long time is not the way to go about it. Do I agree with, I think what the mayor did was out of pocket. I don't think him handing flyers is gonna help the situation, because are you gonna hand out flyers to the people in the barrios that are drugging people? 17 people have been deleted already so far in Colombia. Every year the number grows higher. Wait till around Christmas time, it's gonna get even more higher. So I just think, what is passing flyers gonna do? You need to pass flyers in the barrios where the Americans are. That's where the people that live that are deleting the foreigners. Let's just keep it real. They ain't coming from stratus 4 or 5 or 6, right? So I just think that he's just trying to distract the people, the city, from the real problems. They have a lot of crime, a lot of unemployment. I think when COVID hit, it really affected Colombia. I was there when the protests were happening, and I just think the economy really never recovered. So there's a lot of issues that country's going through right now. And plus right now with the crime in Medellin rising, it's definitely not getting under control anytime soon. So I just think that's just a mixture of bad things. My personal opinion, I just think it's going to just get worse towards the foreigners. The cost of living has definitely increased anyways. And Poblado, Loretta's apartments are skyrocketing. You can no longer get a cheap apartment for $500 now. Poblado, you're looking at about $1,200, $1,300. Loretta's $800. So it's become really, really expensive over there. I would also say, I'm looking at some of the things that are going on with the foreigners, when they get deleted and bad things happen. I saw a post the other day on IG on one of the Colombian news articles, and people were clapping. People posted memes of claps, and I was just and actually they got deleted after an hour. One of my boys sent it to me, and I couldn't believe what the people locals were saying. But I've always said this, Colombians really don't like foreigners in their country. I don't care what they say. They're just especially Medellin, it's always been a city that's been secluded by the mountains, and the only people that really like us are either the people that are benefiting from our dollars, or the tourist section, and that's it. But the local Colombians regularly you're gonna see in a couple of years how they start giving people dirty looks. I know it's coming. Like I said, they have a victim blame culture. According to them, nothing is ever their fault. So I'm just saying right now, do I think Americans do dumb shit? Hell yeah, I've seen them do a lot of dumb things, but I've also seen the foreigners do things too. I see guys I saw a foreigner do this. Guess what? When I was in Cartagena, I saw a guy, Colombian, go inside the restaurant and try to beat up his girlfriend, and he actually chased her for 2 blocks, and nobody did nothing. I saw that. I remember. And the restaurant owner kicked the guy out or whatever, because people were eating. But that was during the day. Nobody did nothing. People were just filming and stuff. So I seen locals do dumb things too. So I don't want to hear that, just foreigners. I will say that I just think the welcome has worn out. Every city has a different culture. Cali has the salsa culture. Bogota has the business. Cartagena and Santa Marta have the Caribbean vibe. Also, Pereira and cities like that, and those areas, coffee regions, are a little more relaxed. But in Medellin, there is a narco culture, man, unfortunately. Over half the women over there either selling or doing something, webcamming. Let's just be honest. From stratus 1 and stratus 2, just be honest. And shit, there's a huge amount of women. So the culture in Medellin has to start from the values of the house and also the education. And so if they want to hand out flyers thinking that's going to improve things, no, it's not. I've definitely seen how the locals treat each other, in families and stuff like that. No family's perfect, but, and I'm not trying to make it seem like this is a negative video towards Colombia or nothing like that, but I'm just saying what's going on over there, just, I'm looking at it. I know so many people that have left that have been living there for years, and then Colombians will tell you, "Oh, good, get out, get out." They'll leave you comments like, "Oh, get out, we don't want you here." Cool, I'm out. Like I tell people, why go to a place where you're not liked? Go to Mexico, go to Puerto Rico, go to Cuba, go to Brazil, somewhere where they're gonna appreciate you. I would never tell people not to go there, but I'm just saying right now, I feel like the welcome has definitely worn out, and shit has worn out, and now they're looking at us like, oh, like they're stereotype people. I mean, they talk bad things about the Venezuelans, but really they're twins. They kind of do the same things that the Venezuelans do, so I don't know why they talk shit about them. They do. They're grimy. Like y'all are too. Y'all do the same things that they do. And so I tell people all the time to probably stay away from the Venezuelans because they definitely know how to use people. Like, not to say they all are bad and shit. I would never say that about a race of people, but I will say my experience has not been positive with them. So I tell people just stay clear, and I would tell people I would not tell people not to go to Colombia, but I would just say just relax, let it cool off for like a year, let it just sit there and go somewhere else. Like I said, go to Mexico, go to the Caribbean. There's a lot of islands you could go to Europe, Asia, whatever your budget is, man. There's a lot of places that y'all could go to. It's just not that place, and now you're not gonna be able to have serious conversations with the locals because the first thing they tell you is like, "There's bad people in every place." Yeah, there is, but not like the way where like I had one girl like that I met one time that was like, you know, drugged. She was a victim of drugging herself, and like because of what happened with like the murder last year with the DJ in Bogota, I kind of felt she like. I told her one time like, yeah, I feel like people are gonna look at us a little bit ugly. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I'm just like, but you're a victim of drugging yourself, like. And I told her this, and she said the same thing. Oh no, like there's bad people everywhere. And I had a friend that had a Colombian guest the other day, and I challenged her. I was like, look, man, like you'll have a victim blame culture, guys. Every country had no, that's bullshit. Let's just pretend every country is a restaurant, if that makes sense. There's about 180 countries, so you got every country is like has Asian, you got Middle Eastern food, you got Italian, Mexican, whatever. And shit. And how do you know that there's a victim blame culture or everywhere it's the same? Because that's what Colombians always tell you. Like they always tell you that, oh, there's bad people everywhere, but you never left Colombia, and when you did, you went like 4 days to Cancun or Dubai or some shit. How would you know the culture? You got to stay there for months and months and months and actually get to talk to the locals so you can see how it is. So how would y'all know? So that's my issue with them as well. Like I feel like I can never have once in a while you can have a serious conversation. I think I've only met one girl that I know for a few years, and she was like, yeah, you're absolutely right, like the environment has to change over here, like it's getting dangerous. And you got YouTubers that have been there for like 4 days and they'll tell you that it's safe, but all my local friends have been robbed one point or another, and they'll tell you that it's dangerous. So who am I gonna believe, the locals or a guy that just goes there for 4 days? That's a hard choice, isn't it, guys? So yeah, just ask the locals yourself if you think I'm lying. Is it safe? And they're gonna be like, no. They're gonna look at you, no. And so be careful when you look at these guys. Like Medellin is not a place to go look for a relationship, guys. If you want something serious, go somewhere else. Like it's very liberal, very extremely liberal. That's why you see a lot of women with plastic. They're trying to get that guy with the most money. So I'm just being honest, man. So I will tell you, like, I think things have definitely gone sour over there. The changes, I just feel like the Colombians have gone through so much, and they had one of the longest civil wars in Latin America, and like just a lot of things. And then I think they were going towards the right direction, and then COVID happened, and boom. And so I think they're just frustrated, and I kind of feel like, I could be wrong, I'm not saying I'm 100% right about everything I say, but I feel like their frustration is starting to take it out on foreigners. Like, the gringos, like it's expensive now. Like, yeah, most of you can't even afford to live in Parado, so let's keep it real. So you hear that gringo go home, like that just like, I just think Colombians, those people, some of them can be very arrogant. That's what I noticed. Like, not very critical thinkers and shit. That's just dumb. What is it called? Gentrification has happened throughout the entire world. America, Mexico, the Caribbean, every country has been affected. Especially COVID changed the environment of the whole world. So I feel like, people in that country need to realize, wake up and grow up and be like, bro, it's affecting everybody. It's affecting Mexicans, people in the Caribbean, people in the States, certain states in the South especially. So blaming it on people is just like, if the person has bread and wants to live a better life, why can't he not move out and live to a place that's cheaper? And shit, you would do the same thing too if you had that bread. You wouldn't stay at a place that you weren't happy. So I just think the victim blame culture is definitely out of control. The IGs, when you see people get deleted, the Colombians are like, not all of them, right? But you do see some that are clapping, happy, like, oh, one less. You see comments like, make Medellin dangerous again. So when I saw that, I was like, I'm good, bro. I went last year for 2 weeks, and I usually stay for months, and I was like, nah. I just felt like the atmosphere is the same, and I don't want to go there. I'm gonna let it chill for like 2 or 3 years, and then maybe if it gets better, I might go back. Do I think it's gonna get better? Hell no. But I hope this video helped you a lot, guys. I'm not trying to make it like real long, but the environment has definitely shifted. Like, they've gone through so much stuff, a lot of corruption, a lot of, like, you know, cost of living has increased, wages are very low. It's hard to get a good job even if you're a professional. So I think that the frustration that the local people feel, and I could be wrong, I'm not saying I'm 100% right on this, I think they're starting to like put it on the foreigners' shoulders, like, oh, you know, y'all gentrifying in the place, it's expensive. They look at the way the women are acting now, like, it's Paquilleres is disgusting. There's a lot of working girls. I understand this is their city, but they have to realize too that, guess what, if you go to Quintana Roo, half the working girls are Venezuelan or Colombian. And right now, Mexico is not even letting a lot of those girls go through. They sent a delegation a while back. The Colombians were pissed off. Like, why are you sending so many people back? Because we don't want that. Y'all are complaining about Paquilleres, but you think the Mexicans want that in their country as well? No. And not only that, but like a lot of the working girls that you see in other countries, Costa Rica, Panama, they're from Colombia. So let's keep it real. And shit, let's keep it real, man. They have to realize that, you know, there's bad things that happen in every country, and some countries do damage than others, than more. And let's be honest, like the drugs that got pushed through Mexico, how many dead Mexicans are dead because of the wars over there? When was the last time you heard a Mexican blame the Colombians? Don't worry, I'll wait. So we're not victim blaming. Why are y'all victim blaming? You'll have like 1 or 2 Americans or whatever doing bad things, like, oh well, do what you gotta do to change the situation, but just to see us and then just to point the finger and just, like, you know, be like, oh, all the gringos are like that, you know, like they look at us and they're already judging us. That's not cool, man. We don't do that to y'all, so why are y'all doing that to us? And shit, when y'all come to Mexico, do you think, how would y'all like it with all the Americans stereotype y'all or Mexicans or tourists? Oh, it's a Colombian, she must be selling. That's what y'all doing and shit. So I think the Colombians don't realize that the same way that people might be looking at the Venezuelans when they travel and stuff like that, they have a bad rep. The Colombians are going to start getting that bad rep too, because the word's starting to spread. Like, hey, you know what? These people are looking at us ugly. They're doing this. So when y'all travel, same negative atmosphere that y'all like to throw up in the sky, it tends to come right back at y'all, man. Not a personal sling at anybody from the country, but I'm just saying, like, I've tried to be cool with some of the people, do good things for them, help them out. But it just, like, I feel like I left that country, and I feel like I left with no friends. I left with maybe like one friend that I could trust over there. But even she's desperate to get out of the country. She doesn't want to live over there herself. So I didn't mean to make this video long, but I just kind of feel like I needed to address what's going on over there. I don't mean to like say like negative things about our country, because I think Colombia is very beautiful. Cartagena is a beautiful city. Medellin is a great city. I think it reminds you a lot of Guadalajara, very similar, minus the crime and stuff like that. But I think if Colombia was to get its act together and reduce the crime, I think it would probably be like the #1 country in Latin America to visit, besides maybe a country in the Caribbean, because some people like the Caribbean, and then maybe Mexico or whatever. But I think it would be top 5 or even top 3. If it cleared its crime and stuff like that, I think Medellin would be like a perfect place. I just think there's a lot of issues going on over there, and putting the blame on foreigners' shoulders is not going to help the country advance, or even the city. Like, I think that place has a lot of potential. But there's a lot of countries right now in Latin America that are on the rise. I think Salvador is one of them. I could definitely say Panama, Costa Rica, Mexico, boom, boom, boom. Peru is another one. But I think if the victim blame culture continues and the blaming and putting other stuff on people's shoulders continues, I think Colombia, unfortunately, is going to get left behind. And I don't mean to offend anybody, but that's just the way I feel. The way I'm seeing things happen in that country, it hurts, because I know a lot of people work their asses off over there. They want a better life. But yeah, I don't think it's going in the right direction, guys. And I just say, I would never tell people not to go. But me personally, I'm going to take a break for 2 or 3 years. If I could go 4 years without going to Puerto Rico, which I love that island, I can definitely go 3 or 4 years without going to fucking Medellin. It hurts, because it was one of my favorite cities to visit in the world. But I just think right now the welcome has worn out, and I think it's not going to... I think the genie's out of the bottle. It's never going to come back, unfortunately, you know. So it is what it is, guys. So thank you for watching the video. Leave a comment if you agree, you disagree. What was your experience living over there? And until next time, guys, take care.